full Agu rig, you know, can't type. It doesn't give you the option to name the preset super long. But I just, you know, I got it's pretty much my full Aguilar virtual amp in my Zoom B6. So here we go. So as you can hear, very nice, clean, very nice, clean setup. You know, especially that bottom is nice and tight. And of course, the best results you'll get is mixing the analog and digital stuff. So if you're gonna use like IRs, the best option is to have a analog preamp like the Aguilar AG pre. If you got the extra space and you know you don't mind having it, you know you got the extra space in your budget as well. You know what I'm saying? Check that out. Here we go. This is the AG preamp running to the 160 comp and on the Zoom B6 along with the IR of the AG 410 with a tweeter. Killer results right there. Like nobody's gonna complain if you send that to them. Oh, record me some bass tracks, and you send that to them. They be like, yo. That's a nice clean. It's got a nice tight bottom to it, and it's just so warm. But okay, all right. So now the last thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna run. Well, we're gonna no, we're not gonna move to the last thing yet. We're gonna do all of these back to back real quick, running through the 160 compressor and which is a DBX 160 A, I believe, compressor. It was like a rack unit. This is like emulation of that on the Zoom B6 along with the IR. It's a pretty much a sonic representation of a cabinet in a room with the particular mics. It's supposed to be mic'd up with a RE20 and a SM57 on that cabinet. So all right. Now let's do them all back to back. All right, we're gonna start with the line 6. Then we're gonna go to the MS-60B, B6, and then the AG preamp. Here we go. Line 6. I'm gonna do a different song because I don't remember. That's a Yellow Jackets too. I don't know why I thought of that just now, but I haven't played it in so long. I gotta remember it. But yeah. All right, here we go. Same thing. Line 6. I'm to the MS-60B. All right, going to the Zoom B6 AG750. Going to the AG preamp. So, you got a quick comparison of them all back to back running through that 160 and the IR. So you can make a decision from there, or you can get what you can afford now and upgrade later. Um, the Zoom B, what is it? The B2 something. The smaller version of the B6 also has, a lot of these IRs on there as well. So, if you wanted to get the smaller Zoom unit and like the AG preamp, that could work too. You know what I'm saying? Um, the one on the Line 6 doesn't sound bad at all. It doesn't sound bad. The amp models on there actually sound pretty decent. They do have some good clarity to them. They are hard to get to sound good because of the lack of control you have over everything. It's just that's the only thing that has real parameters to it on this is the amp. So that's why I think I like him decently on the line 6 pod express bass, but I can't control the input gain, whether it's a active bass or passive bass, and it seems to be a little too hot for a bass. Mine is super active, so super active. Mine's 18 volt. Ain't even a 9 volt. It's an 18 volt system, so definitely a push out some weight to it. So, all right, now we're gonna run them through the Fender Bassman Neo, and I'm using that's a 115 cabinet with a tweeter. I'm using a Harkey TX60 600 TX 600 bass head as the power amp. I'm running straight into the power amp, and I'm not using any of the preamp there. And I am running a CAD D10 kick mic, a little cheap kick mic. You can get those for what, 30, $40 on Amazon. So they're not even expensive. If you need a little cheap bass cabinet mic. And I'm also going to give it to you through a Zoom H5 with the dual stereo XY configuration mics, condenser mics rather. The Zoom units do sound really good. Zoom stuff sounds great. Yo, I use Zoom audio interface, Zoom effects. I got an L12. Zoom kind of be killing the game. Zoom need to holler at me. That's what y'all need to do. Holler at me. Let me do some stuff with y'all. I work with y'all. What we doing? What we doing, Zoom? Holler at me. Don't do me like that. All right, here we go. So let's turn this off. And let's do this. We'll do all of them running through the CAD D10 kick mic first. All right. So here's the line 6. So that's the line 6 used as a preamp for amp. That's the tone hammer emulation in there. Here's the MS-60B DB750 emulation. So that is the MS-60B um, AG amp, which is a DB750 emulation. And here is the Zoom B6 AG750, which is the same emulation but upgraded. So yeah, that definitely works too. And quick tip, I usually have my amp if I'm using this as my as my preamp, the Zoom B6, I'll have it like the amp model there first. So I got a volume pedal on, but I also I'll have the amp model, then the compressor, or I can swap those. Either way, I like it. I might have the compressor running into the amp model. Either way, but then I'll have a send or an effects loop. Usually just a send because I use it as a sub out, so I can have like two different outputs. And send that to my amp from there, and then the signal will go pass through and go through the IR, and then out of the main outs, I'll have the IR going through the XLR to the house, and have this as my DI box as well. That has my cabinet, my amp and my compressor and my cabinet on there. So all my tone coming directly to the house and don't have the IR running to my actual cabinet. All right. So and now the actual AG preamp. Let's go.